Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to talk about ALP, also written as ALKP, that is alkaline phosphatase enzyme. Up till now in the previous video, ALT has been done. And so let's begin with AP or ALP. First thing is the sample from which we can measure ALP is either serum or plasma that makes the blood sample, and the type of anticoagulant, the type of Accutane you should be using to transport the blood sample is heparin, lithium heparin, that is green top tube, or potassium EDTA, that is the purple or lavender, because lavender is also called as purple top tube. If you haven't watched the video on Vacutaners, you can also watch that on my channel. It was purposely made as a information regarding these biochemistry tests. So the reasons for which ALP can be raised in the body, let's see generally what are those reasons. Number one is again liver damage. That's one of the main things. The second most important one is cholestasis. You should remember this. And then the corticosteroids, either endogenous or exogenous, that is like you have injected the animal. Doesn't matter, but corticosteroids. These three things are most important as far as ALP is concerned, and you should remember that. The next thing is young age. Why young age animals have increased ALP? Basically, ALP has three isoenzymes or isoforms. The first one is liver isoenzyme, uh, that is increased in case of liver damage. Then we have BALP, that is bone ALP. That means that if the bones are either growing, like in the young age animal, ALP is going to be increased, or if there is any bony issue like fracture healing, hyperparathyroidism, that is basically related to the movement of ions into and out of the bone, calcium and phosphorus, or any osteosarcoma in the body, the bone isoform is going to be increased, that is going to increase overall ALP in the blood report. And number third isoform is corticosteroid isoform, that is increased by either endogenous or exogenous corticosteroid levels being increased. But this is general. Then hyperthyroidism in cats and use of anticonvulsants, biliary tract disease, intestinal damage, hyperadrenocorticism, or any generalized tissue damage, including neoplasia, can increase the serum ALP. And you should remember, as far as cholestasis and corticosteroids are concerned, not only ALP is going to be increased, but also there is another enzyme that we will discuss in detail in later lecture, but that's called GGT, that is also going to be increased in case of cholestasis and corticosteroids. And that is a very important thing. You should remember that. So overall, you can see the previous enzyme, like we saw when we talked about ALT, we saw that that was a very good indicator for liver injury. But you can say that this enzyme is relatively non-specific for liver injury, reason being it is elevated with many other hepatic disorders too, like cholestasis. So that's why it's not specific for liver damage only. That was one of the things, the general reasoning. Next, we should see one more thing about ALP is their difference in cats and dogs. Let's begin with dogs specifically. Uh, they say that in dogs ALP has low specificity for and like liver damage. I'm specifically talking about liver damage here. That ALP rise in dogs does not specifically indicates that, oh, here we have ALP rise, so that means for sure it has a liver damage. Why? Because in case of dogs, ALP can be raised for many other reasons, like growing animals. In the growing animals have bone isoforms. Similarly, bone neoplasia can also be increasing the levels. Corticosteroids, phenobarbital. Chronically ill patient also have cortisol levels increase because they are like irritated, much irritated. Then endocrinopathies like hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, diabetes mellitus, Cushing. Then Scottish Terriers have in general increased level. Then GIT diseases like inflammatory bowel disease. These all are going to increase ALP, and these all are other reasons than being liver being damaged. So you can see ALP has low specificity for dogs as far as liver injury is concerned. Now, if we talk about cats, the one thing that I have missed over here because it's related to cats. So in cats, what we have is that in cats, ALP rise is more specific and more significant as far as it being indicating the liver injury is happening. ठीक है, ये ज़्यादा इंडिकेट करेगी या ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव और स्पेसिफिक है कि कैट्स में इश्यू हो रहा है लिवर का, अगर इसका लेवल रिपोर्ट्स में बढ़ा हुआ होगा. वाई? First thing is that it has shorter half life. So it's more specific because it has a half life of 72 hours in dogs and 6 hours in cats. So if it's present, it means like there is active form of any liver damage happening. Then no drug induction can increase, no steroid isoenzyme is present in cats, which I have like underlined over here, that cats do not have corticosteroid isoenzyme CALP. It's not in cats, it's only the case of dogs. So corticosteroids, any stress, even the stress of bringing your cat to the hospital raises the corticosteroid level in the body, but that is not gonna induce any changes in the ALP. So that's why ALP is specific in cats for liver injury, indicating liver injury. Number third reason is hepatic stores are decreased in cats as compared to dogs. So एक चीज जो हाई कम लेवल में और लिवर में, और अगर वही बाहर आ जाएगी और उसका लेवल इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, so it means it's significant. So you can say that the elevations are more specific in cats than dogs for hepatic and biliary diseases. So any increased levels in cats are considered significant. That's it. So one more thing about dogs is ALP levels in 1000 units are usually associated with increased steroid levels, because ALP and ALT levels rarely rise above 1000 units even in severe liver disease. Okay, let me explain what this point is. In lab reports, you have a list. First, you have a list of all those parameters being measured. Then you have a list of their values in that animal or in that sample, and then you have a range given that is normal for each of these parameters. If you see the ALP in the lab report, its normal range is 35 to 40 to 280, or 280 you can see, or you can say, or 300. Okay, so that's the normal range in dogs. So what we can expect it to be like 300, 350, 400, 500, or 600 in even in severe cases. It is going to be 600, 700 in liver cases. But if you have an animal sample in which ALP has risen to 2000, then you should know that this 2000 units do not indicate any severe liver disease, because even in severe liver disease, ALP is not going to increase because of liver more than 1000. Never. If it's more than 1000, that it's going to be steroidal level, it's going to be of any that issue, and you should know that because it's an important point. And next, this is a sum up that whenever ALP, you see the word ALP, what should come in your mind? It number one thing is cholestasis, number two corticosteroids. It can be increased because of liver injury or bone, or being young animal have rise. And you can like if ALP is increased, then how to differentiate that it's either liver injury or cholestasis or corticosteroid, like how we are going to then see that, okay, we know it's ALP and we know ALP can be increased because of these factors, but then how we will differentiate in between these factors. So what you are going to see is, first you are going to see there is increased ALP, check GGT. If GGT is also increased, and you are definitely going to have normal ALT over here, then it's a cholestasis or corticosteroid issue. If you see ALP and you see no, GGT is normal, then check ALT and you see yes, ALT is high, then it means it's a liver damage issue. Because in the previous video we have talked that ALT is a more liver specific, or like it's a more specific indicator for liver injury, and you see GGT is a more specific for cholestasis. So you see ALT is okay being rise, ALP is rise, normal GGT, then it's more, your vote is more for liver damage. But if you see increase ALP, increase GGT, increase ALT, then it's both. It's cholestasis, corticosteroid high, it's a liver damage going on, all of this going on in that animal. So that's how basically you play with all those parameters in the lab reports. Still, guys, if you are confused, don't worry. After covering these enzymes, we are going to see some of the cases, some of the lab reports, and you will grasp this whole biochemistry. So don't worry. And up till now, thank you guys for watching the video. Do subscribe because content creating makes lot of effort. Thank you so much.